And it would help to have me on the stage as well. Welcome everyone. My apologies for being once again late. Not depending on me this time, unfortunately, but I'm not currently at home, so I had some things to take care of before I could join you guys. And I can see there's a lot of people in the chat already. I'm gonna just first tell you what the plan is today. So yesterday, Dagens ETC published another article about Scientology, Bianca's own story in her own words. And I will do the translation of the article. And after that, I will have a break for a few hours. You can think about if you have some questions for to Bianca or comments regarding the article. You can either put them in the comment section after this live is done, or you can join us in approximately 3.5 hours, where Bianca will be joining me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the interview process and the article itself. I will just say hi to a couple of people here. Let me see who's joining here. We have Marcy. Really nice to see you. Nice that you were able to catch us live. Iris here. Welcome. And I saw also, I think, Powerlize to Paralyze was here. Yes, saying hi to everyone. So I think we'll just first have a look at the look at the article once again. Amazing job by this journalist Kent Wilhelmsson, who is a journalist at the Dagens ETC. And I will just update here my browser so I can share the article and just show you how it looks like, because I think the visual part of the article is really fitting also. So I have the article here ready to go, and I will share it with you now. So it says the headline of it says that Bianca grew up in Scientology's headquarters. And I will do a full translation of the article, but I just want to show it to you. And here is beautiful Bianca, looking a little bit sad, still beautiful, but sad. And that's why I decided to do the thumbnail for our Q&A with some little bit more happy pictures of the beautiful Bianca. I will just show you. Here we have the Fort Harrison Hotel in Clearwater. I think this was also included in the other article. There's also a short clip of Bianca, about a 3-minute video clip. We agreed that we were not going to share it with you guys, but if you want to see the full article and do your own translation, you're more than welcome to go to ETC.se and do a short-term purchase subscription, and then have access to the article yourself. I have added in the description. And here is Bianca as a little child in Florida. She has some pictures left from her childhood, but apparently not very many. Here we have the beast himself. But you can see it's a very, very extensive article, and the whole interview was filmed. So this clip is actually from the interview itself. Here we are in Copenhagen doing our protest, and yeah, Bianca looks much more happy here. And it says that Bianca Lancia is together with other protesters outside Church of Scientology in Copenhagen, Denmark. It was a really good day we had together. So you can see again, a very extensive article. And yesterday when I logged on, it was the first thing you saw on the news site page. So it's getting great attention. Now I'm losing you guys here. Let me see where you are. I think you are here. So I will just leave this. Oh, pictures are not coming up. You're not seeing it. Oh dear. Oh dear. One moment. Am I showing you the wrong one? This is what happens when we do live show, right? Okay, I will share it on Chrome instead. One moment, and we'll just go through it. Go through it again. My apologies. Let me see here. How do we find it? So, okay, let's try again. Are we on the right article now? I will just double check with you guys. Does it look like we are moving? No, technical difficulties. This is not because of me. This is something else. One moment. Yes, okay, now we're moving. Great. Okay, so I will just go quickly through this one again. It's just to show the pictures. And yeah, it's here is Bianca as a little girl. So she's looking very sweet. And I think they are in some kind of photo development place or something in Florida. I also like the visualization. We always talk about billionaires, but when you actually have the number billion, I think it has a much bigger impact when you read it with all the zeros in the end. It's an incredibly long time that Sea organization members are seemingly supposed to be involved with Sea organization. And here is the picture from the protest in Copenhagen. Yeah, I can see Rika is saying also, yeah, little Bianca, very sweet, very sweet. Okay. So, and then in the end of the article, there's just a little fact box about Scientology. So a little bit of the background, how it all got started, and so forth. So I'll just scroll all the way up and go through the article with you guys. So bear with me. Bear with me while I find it. It's not easiest to be operating with one screen. So, and I'm definitely not the most professional when it comes to this. So let's see here. Good. Everyone ready? I will take a little sip of my drink. And yeah, let's start. Bianca grew up in Scientologist headquarters. She had to work from the age of 8 in the Church of Scientology's innermost elite circle. The suicide attempt became her salvation. Bianca grew up in the Church of Scientology's innermost elite circle. She was forced to work hard from the age of 8 and was punished if she underperformed. The way out came when she tried to take her own life. Now, for the first time, Bianca openly shares her story about manipulation, isolation, total control, and the difficult path to a normal everyday life she didn't know existed. I survived the sect, says now 43-year-old woman. It is 1 o'clock in the morning in Clearwater, Florida. Bianca Lanciai is kneeling on a cold bathroom floor, scrubbing a toilet that never seems to get clean enough. She is 19 years old, exhausted after a workday that started 16 hours earlier. The other members constantly monitor her. It is not the first time she has been punished for breaking the rules within C organization. The Church of Scientology is toughest and most closed branch. But something in Bianca breaks this time, when the cleaning is never approved to be fit enough. I just felt I'm not good enough to be part of the organization that is supposed to save humanity, Bianca recalls. When she gets home to the dormitory she shares with other Scientologists, she finds an old pair of scissors. She tries to cut her wrists. It fails, but it becomes the beginning of something else. Her way out of what she now calls a sect. And I apologize, I should have given a trigger warning, but these stories need to be told out loud. So if this is too much for you, please check out. My apologies. Enslaved from an early age, Bianca Lanciai was born in Stockholm in 1982, but grew up in the USA in one of the world's most controversial religious movements. The Church of Scientology was founded in 1954 by a science fiction writer, L. Ron Hubbard, and has for half a century been accused of being a brainwashing cult that demands total submission and exploit its members. When Bianca was 2 years old, her parents were recruited to the Sea Organization. The family moved to California and then to Clearwater, Florida, the place where the Church of Scientology still has its global headquarters. Her father soon left and returned to Sweden. The mother stayed behind with Bianca in town. The mother was assigned to work as a childcare worker within the Sea Organization's children organization, where Bianca grew up. I lived with other children in a rundown house and only met my mother once a week, 1 hour at a time. On Friday evenings, she picked me up. I slept on a mattress on the floor, and in the morning, she had already gone to work. At the age of 8, Bianca was forced to work hard. She cleaned hotel rooms and carried various important documents between departments of the gigantic headquarters, Flag Base. When clients came to the church for the church auditing, spiritual therapy with a lie detector, she guided them to where they needed to go. I thought it was normal. I didn't even know child labor was a concept. We were cogs in a machine that claimed to save the world. Punished if she didn't work hard enough. Bianca's days were governed by statistics. Every time she carried a folder, fetched a person, or completed a task, it was recorded. It was called cycles of action, and the goal was always to surpass the previous week. If you scored fewer points, you were downstat, low status, and were punished. It affects me even today. I struggle to feel like I'm not doing enough. I've been burned out many times. A young and tired Bianca, after a long day of chores in the service of the church in Clearwater, Florida, at the Scientology event. This is a picture of her in the article. Schooling was minimal. In Scientology, it is considered sufficient to be able to read, write, and count. Everything else should be learned through the organization's courses. The now 43-year-old Bianca says that her academic level when she came to Sweden as a young adult in the 2000s was equivalent to that of a middle school student. TV was forbidden. Movies were shown only on Fridays if you had produced enough during the week. Life in the service of Scientology was rule-bound and almost completely isolated from contacts with the outside world. Control was total during Bianca's upbringing in the 80s and the 90s. The contract length is 1 billion years. At the age of 14, Bianca was sent to Sweden to visit relatives. It was a shock. She saw children who didn't work, who had plans for the future, who were free. When she returned to Clearwater, she brought with her a card game called Magic the Gathering. Another boy stole some of her cards. In anger, Bianca told a friend that she wanted to leave the Church of Scientology. The friend reported her, just as the organization teaches one should do. The punishment came immediately. I was not allowed to talk to anyone, and I couldn't eat with the others and was forced to work hard in the sun without breaks. In the evening, an adult came in and said that I would end up as a drug addict and homeless if I left, and that I would abandon my mother. A life outside the Scientology did not exist for Bianca. So she joined the Sea organization to do her duty. She signed a contract that committed her to be in the service of Scientology for a billion years. Since L. Ron Hubbard's religious ideology, which is based on the idea that the intergalactic tyrant Xenu hydrogen bombed the universe 75 billion years ago, involves people being constantly reborn, it is not unreasonable to sign a contract for a billion years. Wanted to get rid of her quickly. After the suicide attempt when she was 19, Bianca was taken care of, not by medical staff, but by Scientology's own guards. She was placed in an empty room with bare mattress on the floor, under supervision. 5 days later, without having undergone the several-year-long process normally required to leave Sea organization, she was put on a flight to Stockholm. It was only because I had attempted to take my life. Suicide inside one of the buildings would attract unwanted attention. They just wanted to get rid of me as quickly as possible. In Stockholm, Bianca was met by her grandmother, one of the country's most prominent Scientologists and Sweden's first Scientology wedding officiant. Her grandmother asked no questions. Within the church, one is not allowed to openly talk about what it's like to be in the Sea organization, even if you are family. Grandma just let me be. She knew I had left, but didn't want to know why, Bianca recounts, who slept on a mattress in the living room. She started looking for a job. The first one she got was at a hamburger chain. In the Sea organization, they always said, if you leave, you'll never be more than someone who flips burgers. And that's exactly what I did. She rented a room from another Scientologist, attended Swedish school for immigrants, and tried to survive. For several years, she hid her upbringing and created a fictional childhood story to avoid questions. She ended up in a destructive relationship where her boyfriend used her background against her. It took Bianca several years to break free. Her life became living from a paycheck to paycheck, often without money for food. I have survived the cult. 8 years ago, in 2017, everything changed. Her new boyfriend found a support forum for cult escapees. She reluctantly went there to prove it was nonsense. But after 2 hours of conversation, she called her boyfriend. I said, I am a cult survivor. And he replied, I know. That was the start of processing all the traumas from growing up in what Bianca now, without hesitation, calls a cult. She studied social psychology and examined the structures of cults. And she has openly shared her experiences with the global movement of ex-Scientologists, where escapees try to support each other online. The first time I demonstrated outside Scientology Church's European headquarters in Copenhagen, I was shaking all over. I was so scared. But the second time, I wasn't anymore. Then I was just angry. Bianca, Bianca, my mother is still trapped. Bianca now has a child and a new life, but her mother is still in the Sea organization, probably under the same harsh conditions she once lived under. They have no contact. She is basically a slave. She is not allowed to travel, not allowed to see a doctor without permission, not allowed to meet her grandchildren. But if she leaves, she can always stay with me. I don't require her to stop believing. I just want her to be able to choose her own life. Her advice to others who are trapped in destructive groups is clear. Leave. It is not easy, but it is a decision you will never regret. And remember that it's not your fault. Anyone can fall a victim. The shame is theirs to bear, not yours. This is the part of Bianca's interview, and in the end, there's a response from the Church of Scientology. When Dagens ETC contacts the Church of Scientology in the USA to ask questions, Linda Wieland from the Los Angeles-based press department categorically dismisses all allegations, claiming they come from a collection of liars with their own agendas. Here's a quote from them. Scientology's children are always treated with the utmost care and respect. Scientology's parents are known for being committed to providing their children with the best education, encouraging them to think independently, live a drug-free life, and strive to be contributing members of society, Wieland writes in an email. Additionally, Dagens ETC is accused of spreading propaganda from religion-hating fanatics because the reporter covered an anti-Scientology demonstration in Copenhagen. You joined a group of anti-religious hate preachers outside one of our churches and then sent your biased questions under the pretense of being a journalist. This is the end of the article. I will just put a few comments up here. And you are more than welcome to write your comments in the comment section after this live is done. I agree with Sue Denim. It's heartbreaking. And I'm really sorry if I didn't give the trigger warning in good time. I need to think about other people's feelings as well. I am just so, how do you say? I'm so determined to do something about this. I think sometimes we need to hear things we don't really like to hear either. But I understand that people have their own reasoning not to hear. Haggis Basser is saying David Miscavige is an abuser. I agree, 100%. Sue, thank you to Bianca for telling her story. I think she's the one that should get the biggest praise of this. And Wrath of Sinu is saying Bianca is an amazing woman. Yes, she really wasn't given the best cards in the beginning of her life, and she has made something incredible out of herself. Kate is here saying she's an amazing and beautiful person. I totally agree, and I hope that Bianca sees your lovely comments. Marcy stating the obvious. Of course, they denied the abuse. Yeah, they lie. That's what they always do. Sophia's here. Good to see you. Yes, denial. That's the only thing they can do. They have no kind of argumentation or proof that the Bianca's story never happened or any other survivor's story never happened. They have absolutely no proof of that because it's true. And the only thing they can do is to deny. Yeah, Linda Wieland is a liar, in my opinion, allegedly. This name has come up also before. So it's definitely someone to keep an eye on. Rachel is saying despicable. I totally agree. It's yeah. Rachel is asking if Linda is related to Janet Wieland. Yeah, that's a good question. You can get on an investigation train with that. I have a little bit difficulties to do it from here, but if anyone can find out there's a connection, please do let me know. Rika is here. Thanks for sharing that, Mirjam. It needs to be shared. So much love for all the people who have become our friends who lost their childhoods in this cult. Yeah, I agree. We are here, like I said, as vessels to communicate this message further, and all the bravery and kudos should be given to the survivors that are speaking out. Sin is here saying one day, hopefully very soon, survivors somewhere will finally hold Church of Scientology accountable in court for human trafficking. Yes, and I certainly hope it will be rather sooner than later. And I think we are part of building a community and building connections right now that it is very likely to also happen soon. And when we have the right team together, there is no stopping us. Sophia saying Scientology is sort of a universal trigger warning, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. I think the good things in Scientology can be counted with one hand, and you need to write a whole series of books to list all the bad things. Rika's saying we love all the warriors who made it out of that hellscape. Absolutely, absolutely. Donna's here. Good to see you. Your determination shows. Thank you, Mirjam. And this is such a powerful story. Much respect to Bianca. Yes. We will talk with Bianca soon together. So please join us and come with your questions and comments and words of support. But like I said, the whole interview was also taped, and I think it was a very intensive day in terms of that. Let me see if there's something else. Mona is here saying Bianca is a beautiful soul. I totally agree. And Marcy is sending hearts here. Yes. So I think this is it. You have a few hours to think about this, come up with questions, and like I said, words of support for Bianca. We're going to be back in a little less than 3 hours, and I hope to see many of you over there. And the stage is open as long as you're, kind and respectful. We can have a conversation and hear a little bit more about Bianca's thoughts, because of course this was still a limited amount of space on a newspaper, and Bianca's story and her 20 years in Florida, almost 20 years in Florida, it cannot be put into a one article, probably not even into a one book. So it's a great opportunity to get some additional information, and I know she wants to make a little bit or give a little bit more context also on the events. So I hope to see a lot of you there. I can see there was one comment regarding Linda Wieland here is listed as an associate of Janet Wieland on radars. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but please come up with all the information you have. This is actually useful information going forward. Haggis Basser is saying, thank you everyone for working hard to end this abuse. I totally agree. On that note, I will just give a quick heads up that tomorrow I will be doing a live with Apostate Alex. We are talking a little bit together about our protesting experiences from the European perspective, and I hope a lot of you can join for that. I will schedule it later today. But for now, I will say thank you, and hopefully see as many of you as possible in 3 hours' time. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.